Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Felix from the Shopify Masters podcast and Podcasting Secrets. And today I want to talk to you about why I believe productivity is a lie. So, I am in the process right now of working through my plan, planning it out, and working through my plan for launching my podcast from scratch course, which is all about teaching someone that wants to learn how to start a podcast, maybe has an idea, maybe has no idea what it's going to be about, but they just want to learn everything from scratch, where to begin. They don't even know where to begin. I want to take someone from that stage all the way to at the end of the course, a 1 hour, 1.5 hour course, 1.5 hour training, what I call a masterclass in podcasting, and they'll be able to launch their podcast. So I got this entire plan all set up. I picked Trello as my project management thing. I started putting the task in there. I put everything in there that I need to do. I chose the webinar software so I can host my training. I chose to use Google Slides to put together my slides. And everything's humming along, right? And I wanted to plan all this out. I wanted to choose all my tools, choose all the software, choose the project management software where I kept my entire plan. I wanted to choose all this because I wanted to make sure it's perfect, right? I want to make sure that I was able to deliver something out to people that was going to be useful and actually get people to show up for the training. But more importantly than that, for me, sometimes I talk about this in the past where it's important to get started even if you cannot see the entire path. But I realize sometimes I gotta at least see a little bit of it to keep my momentum going, to give me faith that it'll be successful. So I planned this entire thing out. I think it wasn't huge. It was maybe like 20 different tasks on this Trello board. And I was working through it. I was making a lot of good progress. And then it hit me. One morning while I was working on it, it hit me where I started thinking, maybe there's a better project management tool out there. Maybe there's something out there that's better that can make me even more productive. Maybe there's something out there that I can use that's like a better webinar software to host and stream my training. Maybe there's a better way to create my slides. Maybe I should spend more time on designing my slides. I started all of a sudden thinking about, maybe there are some things I can start doing to make this process more, quote unquote, more productive. And that's what I do all the time. I get started on something. I think what starts happening is that I start running into some friction. It starts getting hard. It starts getting uncomfortable. And instead of sitting in it and working through it, I start looking for excuses to delay the pain of working through the work. So I started looking at, maybe I can use Monday, which is another project management tool. Maybe I can start adding some plugins to Trello to make this thing better. And I spent luckily only wasted like half an hour on it. Then I caught myself. And that's when I hit the wall. I started thinking, if I change, what if this is me distracting myself? What if I am trying to find the right tool to be more productive when instead what I should really be doing is just doing the work? And that was a big realization for me, which was that when I am looking for ways to be more productive, I need to realize that I should instead be comfortable with using the imperfect tools that I already chose and commit myself to it. Take the imperfect tools that I already chose and work with it. And what's more important is that I need to take the imperfect tools as long as it moves me closer towards taking action. That is the goal. It's not waiting to find a perfect tool before taking action. It's much more important, infinitely more important for me to work with imperfect tools that I chose and force myself to commit to them and just get closer to the action. So that's a plan. I made the decision to use Trello. I'm going to stick with it. I made the decision to use this software called Demio to do the webinar hosting. I chose Google Slides, and I'm going to commit to it. And the great thing about it is that I actually feel better. I feel less stressed. Before, I used to be like, I'm kind of stressed out because I don't think I have the right tools. I don't think I have the right software. I don't think I have the right equipment. Now I realize that it's all part of the avoidance of the pain of doing the work. I'm trying to avoid doing the work. So, but once I decided that, hey, work with the imperfect tools, but it's important that I do that because it stops me from being distracted. It allows me to give me the kind of runway to start taking action. That's what's most important. And I feel like I'm moving faster. I feel like because I accept the imperfectness of the decisions I made, I'm actually able to be less stressed and be able to move with less friction. And that was a big transformation for me, realizing that I don't need to be that I'm capable of not being a perfectionist. And that's like the biggest downfall for me for a long time. I think for a lot of people is being perfectionist, make sure you have the right software, make sure you have the right equipment, make sure you have the right everything before getting started. And I've gone past that stage, but what started happening is just as dangerous where I get started and then it creeps in later. I started thinking, oh, maybe I chose the wrong software, maybe I chose the wrong piece of equipment. Maybe I chose the wrong process. Maybe I chose the wrong plan, and then start making tweaks, and then just finding ways to avoid doing the work. So, again, this is all for my podcast from scratch course. And you feel the same way about starting a podcast where you're like thinking, I'm not sure of the right equipment. I'm not sure if I have the right software. I'm not sure if I have the right plan. That's what the Podcast from Scratch Masterclass is going to be all about. It's going to be a live training where I'll answer all your questions, Q&A questions, and it's actually, if you're listening to this and it's, not too far into the future, it's actually a free course. It's a free mini course, free training. It's going to be live, answer any questions you have, and it's the idea behind it is to clear the path, clear all the obstructions out of your way so you can just move forward 100 miles per hour and launch your podcast and not be held back by these desires to delay, to procrastinate, whether you think that you are doing the right thing by waiting to pick the right equipment, wait and save up for the right equipment, whether you think that you are doing the right thing by delaying or not. It's not the right thing. It's always better to take action even if it's imperfect, and you'll learn as you go along. That's the only way you learn. That's the only way you improve. It took me so many years to learn that, so much pain to learn that, and I want to clear the path for you so you don't have to go through that pain. You have exactly what you need. Just execute it. Come in. You learn everything you need to know in the Podcast from Scratch Masterclass. You execute it and take off and launch your podcast from there. So if you're interested in this, again, 100% free training, 100% free this masterclass, make sure to go podcastingsecrets.co, sign up for my email list, and you'll be notified once the training goes live. You sign up for one of the training sessions, and I'll answer any questions you have about anything specific about your situation and help you out. Hopefully it helps you out, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.